in a comfortable seat. So you can go ahead and sit cross-legged. Any position that's comfortable for you. I highly recommend, if you have trouble sitting on the ground, sit up on a pillow. You can sit up against a wall. For anyone new to this practice of yoga, it is sort of a unanimous or a ubiquitous theme throughout our practices that we are trying to lengthen our spine. And you can think of your spine like this beautiful channel of energy. And through life's experiences, emotional challenges, we become sort of kinked and crooked and closed off in certain parts of this rising energy. Some of us are trapped down deep in the spine, and what happens when energy is flowing downward through the spine, we start to experience the negative hues of the energy centers in our body. So in the very base of the spine, you have your root chakra, and when energy is flowing down through the root chakra, you're going to experience distrust, paranoia, feeling of poverty consciousness. But when energy starts flowing up through the root chakra, we start to feel a sense of trust, of knowing that we're taken care of, that we're safe, that we have everything we need at the moment that we need it. And so each of these centers we could go on and speak about, but the focus and the point of this introduction is that we want to guide our energy back up the spine. So when you sit cross-legged, if you can face your palms up, this is very helpful. It opens your heart, and this really makes you a receptive channel. To the best of your capacity, relax all of your muscles. Just let the body set into ease. And we'll do a couple practices here to sort of flush out the tension that might be resting in your body from whatever is happening in your life right now. So let's start with those, and then we'll go on to what our class is about. You can take a nice deep double inhalation. We're going to tense the entire body. So shoulders can come right up by the ears. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze the muscles, the belly, the legs, arms, and exhale through the mouth from the heart. Again. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Even squeeze the face. Wrinkle the nose till it all vibrates. And double exhale from the heart. One more time. Leave nothing on the table. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And from the heart. Take a deep inhalation. Reach arms all the way up overhead. Eyes can be open or closed. Exhale, bathe the hands down the body, nice and slow. Nice and slow. Just doing a little scan of the body. Your hands like little spotlights shining down over the body, illuminating areas of opportunity. When you're already in your practice, the inhale takes you reaching up and around. The exhale, gentle bathing here. Everybody has the potential to create an energetic shift with their breath and with this simple practice of bathing the hands down through the body. These practices are as ancient as the Bible, and I'm sure far before that. Inhaling and reaching up, using the hands as a way to guide energy. Gentle bathing here. All right, just a couple more openings and then we'll get into our theme. We're going to take the hands and start rubbing them together. Start down by the belly. I want you to imagine if you had little blocks, or what would you call them, obstacles, energetic loops in your body, that as you rub your hands, you are starting to disturb those and reclaim the flow of energy. We'll lift up into the heart. Same thing here, just working through any emotion, any undigested inner experiences. And then we'll go all the way up above the head, Keep rubbing here. Good. Take a nice deep breath and press the palms up to the sky, and then spread your hands out and around. You're extending the magnetic field of your heart a little bit further here, out into the exterior of the room. All right, stay with me here. We're going to roll our fists. Fists are soft and start right at the heart center. This is a great little movement for breaking up mental blockages. So parts of us that get stuck in the same pattern of thinking. So feel like you're sort of pulverizing those. Stay with it. It's all intention-based practice. You're sort of whipping up the energy of the heart. Inhale, reach up into the sky. Fill the breath. If you feel any tingle from your hands, it's a bonus. As you exhale, bathe the space around you. Bathe the space. Everything is relaxed here. All intention-based practices. Good. Last one is to inhale and hold the hands above the head in prayer. This is called mountain pose. You reach to the crown of your head. You're like a little lightning rod conducting current up the spine in this case to the point of contact between the hands. Slight pressure in the hands. Now when you're ready to soften, it's on an exhale, and we pause at the point between the two eyebrows. An all-important point in our practice. Look up and far out here. Just with your eyes, a little upward lift, like you're looking a bit higher than usual. All right, let's take a deep breath and we'll reach up. And then exhale, you can bathe the hands out and around you. And if I may have your attention just for a moment here before we get started, I have a picture here of a beautiful saint. His name is Swami Sri Yukteswar. He is what they call a Jnana avatar, or an incarnation of pure wisdom. And it happens to be his birthday. I did not learn happy birthday on the harmonium, but I will be playing some of his favorite chants this evening. And one of the benefits being aware of his presence is that these great masters are teachers that we can attune ourselves to. So just like an instrument is attuned to a particular key or a particular pattern to create a sense of melodious sound, we can attune our body instrument to very holy figures like Yogananda, like Sri Yukteswar, and this will help us in our own practice. And so as we practice this evening, you can begin to allow the presence of these great teachers. Also, if you have any in your life that you would like to bring in, now is the time to really open this space that we are sharing together tonight, to invite them in, to guide our practice, that we might have the most potent experience that we're ready for. It really shifts the experience. So you're welcome to watch me as this chant unfolds. You can also close your eyes and stay tuned into the heart center. Your heart is the receiving station of your body. It is where we feel the response of our outward shared prayers and energy, our intentions. So when you intend joy and peace and harmony into the world, you feel that as joy and peace and harmony in your heart. So this first chant we'll start with is called Desire, My Great Enemy. The words, desire, my great enemy, is giving me lots of trouble, is soldiers surrounding me. And it goes on, so we'll enjoy this together. Desire, my great enemy, with his soldiers surrounded me, is giving me lots of trouble. My Lord is giving me lots of trouble. My Lord, that enemy I will deceive, remaining in the castle of peace, night and day. day in thy joy, O my Lord. Night and day in thy joy, O my Lord. What will be my fate, O Lord, tell me. Pranayam be thy religion, Pranayam will give thee salvation, Pranayam is the wishing tree, Pranayam is the wishing tree, Pranayam is beloved God, Pranayam is Creator Lord, Pranayam is the cosmic world, Pranayam is the cosmic world. Control the little pranayam, become all-pervading pranayam. You won't have to fear anything anymore. 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 Desire, my great enemy, with his soldiers surrounded me, is giving me lots of trouble, my Lord, is giving me lots of trouble, my Lord. That enemy I will deceive, remaining in the castle of peace, night and day in thy joy, O my Lord, night and day in thy joy, O my Lord, night and day in thy joy, O my Lord, night and day in thy joy, O my Lord. Pranayam is the wishing tree, Pranayam is the wishing tree, Pranayam is the cosmic world, Pranayam is the cosmic world. You won't have to fear anything anymore. 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 Night and day in thy joy, O my Lord. Night and day in thy joy, O my Lord. Just take a few moments before we enter our first posture together. To feel the deeper attunement to this chant as we lift our attention from the heart back to the point between our two eyebrows. Pranayam is not control of the breath, it is control of the flow of energy in the body. Every time that you lift your energy up to the point between the two eyebrows, you are practicing this pranayam, and as the chant reminds us, if we can control this little pranayam, this little flow of energy in our body, you won't have to fear anymore. You'll have no fears in your life. When you practice today, feel that energy rising ever more, each breath refreshing back up to the point between the two eyebrows. that enemy I will deceive, remaining in the castle of peace. Your heart is the castle of peace. Jai Guru to Swami Shri Yukteswar for his beautiful contributions to this world. When you're ready, you can slowly open the eyes and we'll set for our first posture. I hope you got your pillows. I'm going to get mine right now. And what restorative yoga practice would this be if we didn't start in a fish pose? And this is sort of our Cadillac of restorative yoga postures, if you will. It's a great way for us to relax our body and to steep into a sense of deep peace. So I like to take a few layers of pillows here. What you want to avoid doing, which is popularly taught, is to create a sort of angle with your pillows. So leave them so that you're lifting the floor. It's better to sit further away if your spine is sensitive, especially your low back. But if you're looking sort of for the maximum opening in your fish pose, then you slide tight against those pillows. So look at me before you come down. If your chin looks like this, it will be very hard to relax if your chin is higher than your nose. So make sure you have an extra pillow just to support the head so that the nose is higher than the chin. And so go ahead and find that. It's a great time to set a blanket over your body. Your legs can extend out nice and long if you'd like. Some of us like to keep knees bent. And we're going to practice throughout this class this evening a breath that is calm and mellow in through the nose and calm and mellow out through the nose. You can close your eyes. And we'll start with the anatomy of the body and what's happening in this posture. So let's bring all of your awareness right down into the base of your spine, your sacrum, the back side of your hips resting onto the earth. You can even sort of flex one of your glute muscles and release, and then flex the other, and it will help you to gain some awareness of the sacrum region of the body. And this beautiful bowl in the base of your body is filled with the precious liquid of your life force and your emotions. And any little tilt of this bowl, and we send ripples of restlessness into our inner sense of calmness. So as you steep here into this pose, feel that there is a stillness like calm waters, like a lake in the early, early morning, calm before the wind starts to come in. And as you breathe that sense of calmness, the aspect of our being that is always looking and searching, if I travel here, if I take this next training, if I start this new diet, if I just do this or do that. This is the region of the body when it's calm, we start to realize the perfection of the present moment that we are resting in. And we can find that deep stillness and peace here. So we're resting calmly in the sacral bowl. When you feel that sense of calmness, you might take another few long, deep breaths. Exhales through the mouth are a great way to discharge any heavy emotion that may be challenging to release, as it often is. And in this visualization, your root chakra just below is sort of like these great stone hands supporting that bowl. That's your two sits bones resting on the ground, holding this bowl. So if there's any part of you that feels restlessness, let's resolve that right now and here in this pose. We're going to use the power of affirmation to grab hold of the conscious mind. The affirmation for this pose is so divine, and the consciousness behind it is the true treasure. My soul floats on waves of cosmic light. My soul floats on waves of cosmic light. Let's just breathe that in. Open, make yourself spacious enough to accommodate the guest of this posture, the guest of this affirmation. My soul floats on waves of cosmic light. I don't know about you, but when I hear this affirmation, I feel just a bit lighter, like a relief from some of the emotional heaviness that can sort of poison the well, so to speak, in our internal experience. My soul floats on waves of cosmic light. And see if you can notice the quality of the breath and how these little shifts of inner perception of your relationship to self and to moment. The breath is really the indicator that you are transforming on a level of consciousness. It becomes lighter, it becomes softer, and there's even a sweetness that begins to sort of fill the breath. And let's tune into that sweetness. When you breathe through your nose, feel that you're breathing up into the bridge of your nose. So not through the circle of the nostrils, but right into the brain. So the next time you feel that inhalation coming in, feel free to take a conscious inhale and calmly draw that energy and breath right up into the brain. And then as you exhale, sort of like a waterfall, the breath pours over the edges of your being and flows out into the ethers around you. Take a few breaths like that, inhaling, looking up and watching that breath as it rises. Some of us might just sort of hang out in the fullness of our breath as we feel expansive. We soften edges of the scalp and skin. And the exhale is like almost like an infinity pool that's sort of washing over the edges. All of your breath just pours out and releases. If this really feels like it's starting to cleanse, we're starting to purify some of those waters in the sacrum region of the body. Keep breathing like this. And even more subtle than water, we open into the region of the solar plexus. So where your physical ribs connect and start to draw a triangle. Point is up towards the skull and the base is down as the ribs separate. And right above the belly button, there's this beautiful little triangular space here in the softness of the navel. In Chinese medicine, this is called the triple heater meridian in the body. And there's great power. This is the furnace of creation. It is the raw fire and energy that fuses molecules together, that sculpts and molds the creative forces of our life and our planet, our solar system. Sitting right within your solar plexus is vast amounts of power. Now, some of us, our solar plexus is a candle flame. Gently dancing in the slightest wind is enough to stir that candle, sending it flickering and waving. Others of us, our solar plexus energy becomes so intensified that we burn all of the sweet love out of our being. So wherever you are, imagine that this fire is beginning to balance. It's warm enough that it's soothing you, and that heat is providing you with the necessary strength and power of your being, but it's not so engulfing that it's burning all that you've worked so hard to create. It's not burning into tongues of anger and aggression and frustration, but just a calm, steady fire. Sri Yukteswar was known for the power of his will, and this is the center of our willpower, our ability to have self-control. Call upon his presence to teach you. They used to call him the Lion of Bengal. He used to say, "Be thou a lion of self-control." Roaming in the savannas of your mind, seizing any little weaknesses, poking holes, and we come to the center in the body that is the essence of this pose, the heart center. And we'll stop here for another few moments. And we're going to repeat together the affirmation, I am loving, I am kind, I am a child of the divine. Repeat it until it makes you smile. I am loving, I am kind, I am a child of the divine. I am loving, I am kind, I am a child of the divine. Say it with me. I am loving, I am kind, I am a child of the divine. If you hear doubt, say it louder. I am loving, I am kind, I am a child of the divine. Say it with color in your voice. I am loving, I am kind, I am a child of the divine. I am loving, I am kind, I am a child of the divine. Take a few breaths right from the heart, lifting to the point between the two eyebrows. If you need to exhale out of the mouth, don't feel that you need to be in bliss in the practice. Sometimes we have powerful awakening processes going through our bodies. A few more deep breaths here. Keep looking, look right up to the light. Beautiful job, everyone. You can start to awaken little movements in the fingers and the toes. If you'd like to stretch your arms above your head and maybe even point your toes out nice and long, just take some long, deep breaths here, filling into the body. Stretching your arms out, soft fists from the heart, reaching above. You can reach out to the sides. Just open that space of the heart. That's all we're doing here. Get a little more spacious in your sense of being and the potential of who you can become and what you can express. These aren't mindless movements, but you're literally drawing the energy of the heart and you're pressing it out nice and far. And stretching out. Think of a beautiful bubble surrounding your whole body. You're just sort of feeling around. You can make little snow angels. It's a nice light angels here. Yogananda said that angels aren't born in heaven. They're made on earth. Angels aren't born in heaven. They're made on earth. You're becoming an angel. Each flap of your wings. And then you can take your hands down to the ground. Some of us will roll off to our side. So you can just roll right off. And you may have to do a little moving of your setup here. We're going to come into a supportive bridge pose. So again, you can feel free to watch me. Come right onto your back and you lift your hips and just settle that pillow underneath. You'll have to be the judge if you want to do 2 pillows or... The other helpful thing here is to take a blanket, a little rectangular shape of a blanket, and put it right at the top edge of your shoulders while you're laying on the ground. And what this does is it gives your head a little bit more of a place to set back. So if you can, find a couple of pillows underneath here and really lift so that you have a good sense of support. If you can get 2, if anybody can get an even higher lift, feel free. And we're going to turn the palms up. It's a wonderful way to transition from our fish pose, coming right into an inversion. And we're going to take our hands right up to our head, as the head is going to get most of the love in this pose. So we're going to move into the throat, third eye, and crown. Just start by scratching the head a bit here. At least a few moments of this practice, and then taking fingertips and shifting the skin around. If you've done these practices before, watch what's happening. If you know the mechanics, you have the privileged opportunity to observe on a deeper level. By breathing, by watching and listening, we know how to take care of our bodies. We know what we need in the moment. This is intuition, born of calm feeling and present moment awareness. Good. Sometimes I even like, if you have hair, you can do a little tugging of your hair. So you have to sort of be the judge. What does your body need? Good. And then just go underneath the eyes and press out the sinus. So a little flush here using index fingers. Our sinus typically get out of balance when we're really irritated with someone or something. So repeat, I am calm, secure in myself, I accept whatever is. Secure in myself, I accept whatever is. And make sure you get around the eyes and the forehead. So touch your face. How often do you touch your face? And just really feel and notice the bone structures. Places that are maybe holding very tight. Is there any way that we can just soften and relax them? Make sure you get down to the jaw too and sort of open the jaw a couple times. Massage at the base. So right on the sides here. And if you like ears, this is your last little chance for massaging in the head. One of the best parts of this ear massage is to hold the lobe and inhale and look right up to the spiritual eye. Send your attention up there, just like the ecstatic saints of all ages. Inhale, deep breath in, looking up. Exhale from the heart, release the hands. Best that palms face up here. If you need to sort of heel toe your feet a little wider and then bridge your knees together, that's a nice way to enjoy this pose. We'll only be here in this version for a little bit longer. Let's repeat the affirmation just so that we can feel the deeper aspects of the pose. Another amazing affirmation. I offer every thought as a bridge to divine grace. This doesn't mean I offer all my positive thoughts that I enjoy as a bridge to divine grace. I offer every thought as a bridge to divine grace. No matter what your inner dialogue is, offer it up to the divine. Become aware of your spine. Think of that sacral bowl is now tipped upside down and it's pouring up your spine. And it's washing right into your brain, and every breath that you breathe, you're opening the levee, you're opening the floodgates for prana, for kundalini, energy to rise up your spine, awakening forces. And look up steadfast, like you were looking up into the sky and a ball was coming down, you were ready to catch it. With that sort of readiness, keep looking up, your eyes on the divine. I offer every thought as a bridge to divine grace. I have a chant to share with you all, and I'm praying for the help of my teachers to present this in a way that is transformative for everyone's consciousness. This is a chant called What Lightning Flash, and it has a powerful entry before the actual chant. And listen closely to these words. And let the consciousness behind them begin to bloom into your body. Of course, if you need to move your physical body out of the pose, some of us like to draw knees into our chest. Others of us are sending our feet up into the sky. And you sort of find what you need here, ways that you can be comfortable, and that you can receive the benefits of this chant. My life is for the Lord, who is untouched by desires of his world. He whose enchanting images beyond compare, who is joy personified, who is joy personified, wonderful light of our universe, and the universe beyond phenomena, beyond phenomena. The life of my life is you. Wonderful light of this universe and the life beyond. The life of my life is you. The life of my life is you. What lightning flash glimmers in thy face, mother. What lightning flash glimmers in thy face. Seeing thee, I am thrilled through and through. Seeing thee, I am thrilled through and through. What lightning flash glimmers in thy face, mother. What lightning flash glimmers in thy face. Seeing thee, I am thrilled through and through. Seeing thee, I am thrilled through and through. My life is for the Lord, who is untouched by desires of his world. He whose enchanting images beyond compare, and who is joy personified, who is joy personified, wonderful light of our universe, and the universe beyond phenomena, beyond phenomena. The life of my life is you. Wonderful light of this universe and life beyond. The life of my life is you. The life of my life is you. What lightning flash glimmers in thy face, mother. What lightning flash glimmers in thy face. Seeing thee, I am thrilled through and through. Seeing thee, I am thrilled through and through. What lightning flash glimmers in thy face, mother. What lightning flash glimmers in thy face. Seeing thee, I am thrilled through and through. 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 Just take a few more moments following the chant to lift your inner gaze to the point between your two eyebrows. Deep calmness at the point between the two eyebrows. Deep calm in the heart. Feel the body in a deep rest. The awareness freely dancing on waves of infinity, expanding in every direction. When you're ready, you can slowly begin to awaken movements of the body. If you've had legs extended, now is a good time to bring knees bending. Take your time, slowly making contact with one foot back down onto the earth at a time, nice and gentle. If you can keep the eyes closed, all the better. When you're ready to, lifting your hips up and off of the support of your bolsters or your pillows and slide them out of the way, maybe one or two at a time. When you arrive with hips resting back onto the ground, set them heavy, feeling breath expansive, dancing to the inner spheres of your experience. For anyone that would like to wave the knees side to side a few times, is to begin flushing out in the low spine any awakened energy ready to move out of the body. Send it right up to the point between the two eyebrows and see it evaporating out into infinity. And because it's so powerful, I would love to bring us all through a fish pose without support of the bolsters. We'll only be here for maybe 30 seconds or so. So you come lying on your back. If you can listen just to my cues, it's the best way to learn how to come up. You can watch, I'll demonstrate once, palms facing down. Give you guys a better view here. Palms facing down, head is resting on the ground, elbows slightly bent. You're going to just drag the head as you lift the heart and rest on the back side of the head, lifting your heart up to the sky. Now, your elbows should be bearing weight in the pose. You're just gently dragging your head as you lift your heart. If you have discomfort in your neck, you can come down right away and not practice. But this is such a powerful pose to really send the energy rising up the spine. Nice deep breathing as you're in the pose here. And just think of what you're physically doing and what you're symbolically doing as you arch the spine. You're opening gateways and doorways for energy to flood back to the brain. And you come down as soon as you're ready to, just by sort of rolling off the head and letting the heart rest back on the ground. Immediately attention comes back to your spiritual eye and just breathe and feel that awakening. We're going to come in one more time for those of us who are experienced in the pose and we'd like to try something a little more, I dare to use the word challenging. It's really not about challenge, but it's just to create a deeper energetic resonance. You can lift up into your pose, and you may be able to free the hands. So just notice if that's what you need. And breathe here. It's all about energy rising. My soul floats on waves of cosmic light. 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 Every breath we leave behind density. If you haven't already come down, please come down onto your back. So we're going to set for our next pose. Just breathe gently. And this posture involves lying on our belly. And it is a cobra pose on the belly. A wonderful way. It's a sort of wakeful pose. I would recommend taking a couple of your pillows and you just use your knees and go ahead and lay. Most important is the lower region of your belly. So here's belt line. Here's up by your ribs. Get the lower region or mid region here onto the pillow. You can use coming onto your forearms, hands resting down onto the ground. Now it's nice to have a couple of other pillows in front of you to rest your head down. Now, some of us, especially those of us who have bony knees, I'm in your family, so don't take it personally. You may need a little cushion under your ankles. So if you just take a little blanket and kind of roll it into a Tootsie Roll and set it underneath the ankles with the legs extended, is a great way to lay down into the pose. Good. And you really ideally want something for your forehead to rest on. So if you need extra pillows, it's worth getting them for the extra comfort. Now, if it's too much to arch the spine laying on this region of the belly, you can just take away maybe one more pillow and come closer towards the ground. Use your forearms for support. So we're going to start this pose in its active phase. Don't worry if you're still getting in. So when you activate out of this pose, lift through the back of your neck and begin to press just firm into the hands. So we're waking up in the heart here. Waking up in the heart. Be nice and broad and open in your heart. Your shoulders relaxed. And you're sitting here sphinx-like. Calm and steady. Inner gaze lifted at the point between the two eyebrows. Physical eyes closed. I just want to read the words of our last chant. It's my first time playing it in front of anyone. Thank you guys. And remember, it's not so important the specific words, right? We hear words like Lord and Thou and Thy, and what these are really pointing us back to is a consciousness that exists within ourselves. The words, my life is for the Lord, who is untouched by desires of his worlds. He whose enchanting image is beyond compare, who is joy personified, wonderful light of our universe and the universe, beyond phenomena. The life of my life is you. Can you feel that as you rest in this posture? By the way, the affirmation for Cobra Pose, I rise joyfully to meet each new opportunity. It ties in so perfect with the words of this chant, who is joy personified. Think of the flowers in springtime, joy personified, laughing children, joy personified. Wonderful light of this universe and the life beyond. The life of my life is you. One of the great kirtan teachers in this country, Krishna Das, tells a beautiful story when he went to India, lost in a dark night of the soul, looking everywhere for his guru's help who had passed away. He meditated endless hours each day, took seclusion, ate very little, and still he was tortured by this inner restlessness, feeling of desolation. And he went pleading to one of his brother disciples and said, I can't connect with my guru, I can't find my guru, I'm lost in this world. And in a rather cheerful way, this disciple said, the guru is looking through your eyes. And this is what the words, the life of my life is you. The consciousness that looks through your eyes is the very divine that is spoken of. The mystical presence. Before it gets the name tag of our personality and mind. The word's going to say, what lightning, you can rest here, I hope nobody's still holding their head up. What lightning flash glimmers in thy face, Mother? Mother is one of the ways that the divine is perceived. What lightning flash glimmers in thy face? Seeing thee, I am thrilled through and through. Seeing thee, I am thrilled through and through. Look to your spiritual eye. This is your transmitting station. Demand to have inner, direct perception of the divine, whatever that means for you. Unconditional love, transcendental consciousness, cosmic consciousness, peace, joy. You are a child of the divine, and it is your birthright to experience cosmic consciousness, divine love. The mother behind all mothers, the cosmic mother, divine mother. When you're ready to exit the pose, just let it be slow and gradual. You might take an active phase here and just sort of peel the head up like you're waking into the body for these first moments. Be broad in your chest. You can look up a little higher than usual. Just don't crane the neck behind. Just a gentle lift. And then maybe it's a little tapping piano fingers on the ground. It could be flexing feet. We're going to press up onto our hands and knees, and we're coming right into child's pose. So as you do come up, let it be gradual. First things, if you have sensitive knees, put a pillow right tight against the backside of your knees and sit down. Just test it out. If it feels good, then it is good. It helps to create more space in the knees. And then if you think, wow, my ankles feel really tight, or they feel like they're holding a lot of weight here, put a pillow underneath that space. And all of a sudden you have this beautiful little sandwich. You might be able to hang out here for a little bit longer than you might imagine. Now, again, if you don't need any of this, you come right down into the pose that you're ready for. And then you start taking little cushions tight towards the belly. And it's better to take cushions in towards the belly and lay down on them and rest on the forearms and just let the head drop. Now, some of us don't have room for pillows in our lap, so you put them out in front of you, and you may just do forearms here. Some of us can take forearms by the sides, and we can turn our head to the side. So you have to kind of see where the body wants to be. I really like the pillow sandwich, if I could coin a term for it. And this is such a beautiful place to be. The affirmation, I relax from outer involvement into my inner haven of peace. I relax from outer involvement into my inner haven of peace. Close your eyes, soften into the pose as deeply as you can. We'll have one final chant to take us deeper. This is a particularly potent chant called O Thou King of the Infinite. I'll try to play a little quieter for you guys. The reality is you really can't practice or talk about yoga without touching the divine. Union, we think, what are we unifying with? We're unifying with the divine in whatever form you hold most dear. I behold thee in samadhi. can either stay in the pose for maybe 5 or so more breaths. For anybody that would like to rise up into a kneeling position, again, it's not accessible to all of our bodies. You can also cross your legs if you'd like. Turn your palms to face up on your lap. Just sit tall in the spine and let all of that inner calibration and reorganization begin to sort of soften and establish new deep currents. Now for some of us, our bodies just stay in this pose, and that's wonderful. For the rest of us, you come into your seated posture. It's just for a few moments here. And again, it's really nice to sit on a pillow. Don't feel that you have to be so aesthetic and just sort of, struggle to survive in your posture. Make it really comfortable. Some of us like them underneath the knees too. Just sort of pack a pillow underneath the knee. You could do it on both sides if you need to. But we're going to be here. We're just going to breathe and feel all of that upward liberated energy in the body. And palms might start by facing out, up onto the knees. And some of us can start to draw our hands up the thighs. And you can go as far as right into the top of the thigh. And at first it might feel like a new position, something a little different. Elbows are slightly behind the body. And this really sort of peels open the heart for you to keep a good, strong posture. And you rest weight down onto the arms, down onto the back of the wrists. And all we're doing here is relaxing and feeling our energy with each pulsation of breath. The inhale takes you on that cosmic elevator ride up the spine, back to the spiritual eye. Exhaling, we're spilling over out into infinity, over and over. And like your whole body is exuding a perfume of awareness. Let your sense of self fill the entire room. Get grand, big, expansive. Don't be afraid to stretch beyond the walls of your room into your building. Knowing that the silent emanations of your heart in this space are supreme blessings to all those around you. Try to just relax your muscles, your whole body. It's like so often we practice for this hour and 15 minutes, and it's like you're setting up for the big party and everybody arrives and then we leave and we miss that opportunity to just sit in stillness. So let's take several minutes here. Just absorb and be in a pure state for a few more minutes or so. Be the life of your party. If you lost connection with the point between your two eyebrows, start looking up again, not in a straining way, just a relaxed way. I'd like to say a couple of our affirmations while you remain here. My soul floats on waves of cosmic light. My soul floats on waves of cosmic light. I offer my every thought as a bridge to divine grace. I offer my every thought as a bridge to divine grace. You can really begin to feel the consciousness in the state behind the affirmations. I rise joyfully to meet each new opportunity. I rise joyfully to meet each new opportunity. You can join the hands together in prayer position, Anjali Mudra in front of the heart. And we're going to do a few rounds of singing Oms before our closing prayer. Please chant with me. It's such a joy to chant. You don't need a singing voice. You just need a pure heart. Looking upward to the point between the two eyebrows. And we'll seal our practice with healing prayers for others. If there's any particular person in your life that you have an emotional connection to, who's near and dear to your heart, that could use uplifting prayers in this moment, let's bring them into a field of infinite light. See that light as intelligent, conscious, blissful, intoxicating. Bring that person into the light, feel them bathed in holy waves of healing love and peace. We pray always for others' best and highest good, not our personal desires. See them bathed in that light, loving them. You are a channel for this light to flow through you. It does not come from you. Open yourself up. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace to this beautiful soul, to all these souls we pray for. Let's rub our palms together. We'll close with the sounding of 3 ohms. You can extend your arms out nice and wide here. Relax your whole body and let it be a channel. Deep inhalation through the nose. Open mouth exhale. We'll join for 3 ohms when you're ready. If you feel a good flow from your palms, leave them outward extended. You might feel vibration, tingle, energy flowing through you. When you're ready to, the hands draw back together in prayer. We take a gentle bow of our head towards our hands. Still looking up to the point between the 2 eyebrows, even as you bow. We bow to our own divine nature. That Christed aspect of us, awaiting our invitation, awaiting our own inner realization. We honor that place, we bow to that place, not only within ourselves, but within all beings. That means every single one of them, no matter how they appear outwardly, we all have the same divine nature. We bow to them lovingly, saying namaste, and to each other, namaste everyone. Please take your time coming back to the room, be gradual. Thank you all so much for coming on this journey.